WCTV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
All right, the time now 5:31, and we are back at another Monday.
We are.
Yes, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend.
Mother's Day weekend was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was out of town, but where we were, it was really nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
St. Augustine. It's
always nice.
Sunny and beautiful.
It's always nice. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day weekend. Thank you, and happy Mother's Day a day late to all the wonderful moms out there. Let's talk about a continuation of the really nice weather that we did get to enjoy this past weekend. It's starting off seasonable, right? We should be right around 60 or 61 this time of year. All right, I see 61 in Valdosta and in Live Oak. I see 62 in Bainbridge. It is a little warmer at Apalachicola, where it's 71 this morning, and Tallahassee checking in at 65. Now, there's nothing on the radar picture anywhere around here. We got to go way up into the Midwest to find some showers, some storms. I'm talking way up into the Midwest, and that's where a lot of the energy is being shifted. And that means for us, quiet weather for most days this week. Going to be a little warm, but very comfortable. I think top temperatures will climb into the middle 80s. Plenty of sunshine. We might not find many clouds over the next couple of days. So the nice weather that started on Saturday after Friday's yuck, it's getting a lot better, and it's going to stay this way, I think, for several days. I'll break down that full forecast in just a couple of minutes.
New this morning, the National Weather Service confirming 2 tornadoes touched down Friday in the early evening hours. These storms, or this as severe storms, rolled through the Big Bend. The first tornado happening around 5:49 p.m. in the St. Mark's Wildlife Refuge, Wakulla County. So far, the National Weather Service says this was an EF0 tornado with winds of 85 miles per hour. The other tornado happened in downtown Perry and was on the ground for about a minute. The EF0 tornado touched down on South Quincy Street near West Homer J. Smith Avenue. Minimal damage was reported in both tornadoes.
And right now, much of South Florida is on fire. Florida's Forest Service says at least 37 wildfires are burning in the state, scorching more than 22,000 acres in mostly unpopulated areas. The 3 biggest fires are in portions of the Everglades in Broward and Palm Beach counties. 2 of the fires in Palm Beach County burning about 16,000 acres, and another burning more than 5,500 acres in Broward. Now, 26 of the fires in the state are contained, and so far no structures are damaged and no injuries are reported.
The time now 5:34. A Calhoun County community is rallying around the families of the victims from last Tuesday's plane crash. Steve Mears Jr. and Lieutenant Randy McCrone lost their lives, and 2 others were injured. But now the community is taking their pain and using it to help the victims' families. Ramsey Romero has more on how you can help too.
Continues to mourn after the tragic, deadly plane crash Tuesday. But we are told there is some good news on the horizon for Grayson McCrone and Devin Farrell, the 2 victims who survived the crash.
As a family member told me when I checked in, don't have anything bad to tell you, Sheriff. I said, well, that's good news. So everything's looking pretty good on the front for both those young men.
In addition to the residents' prayers for the victims, some people have decided to help in other ways as well.
We wanted to do something to help, and sometimes we don't really know how we can help, but we know that giving our hours and our time to be able to raise money for these families is definitely a way that we can help.
2 local businesses will be donating their time and 100% of their profits for one day to the 3 families.
We have a wonderful staff here at Fiddler's, and they all have agreed to that they want to come in and contribute and volunteer their time.
Any profits that we would make from the entire day is also going to be donated as well. Any of tips that we make, any cash donations, we're going to give to the family.
And they say it's all to lift some of the burden off the ones already mourning.
If it will alleviate their stress or their whatever they're going through, whatever they need, if it will alleviate it in the least little bit, then we've done what we should do as a community.
There are many more fundraisers happening throughout Calhoun County for the families of the victims. We have all of the fundraisers and ways you can give linked on WCTV.tv.
And in case you might have missed it, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed House Bill 7071 last week, giving final approval to several tax-free holidays over the next year. The first sales tax exemption starts on May 14th. This one is for children's books. On May 28th, the nearly 2-week-long sales tax savings on hurricane supplies begins. And for the first time ever, that sales tax exemption will include pet supplies. The governor praising the package for also eliminating taxes on everyday items that families shell out a lot of cash for.
Be able to save for things that really matter for them. So we're doing diaper, clothes, and shoes for babies and toddlers will be tax-free for 1 year beginning July 1st, 2020.
There are more tax breaks for Floridians throughout the year, including suspending the state's gas tax, but that won't happen until October. You can read all about it on our website.
5:37 now. In other news, the 20th annual Tails and Trails event drew in hundreds of runners over the weekend and lots of happy pups at the Tallahassee Animal Shelter. The event doubles as a fundraiser and an opportunity to find forever homes for animals at the shelter. ASF board member and Tails and Trails organizer Kara Fowler says she was so glad to see about 600 people show up to participate in the races Saturday. But more importantly, she was excited to raise much needed funds and awareness about the importance of adopting from the currently overcrowded shelter.
The reason we do this event, we do raise money, which is also awesome, but it's mainly to get awareness, and we really need to adopt. The shelter is full, so come out and adopt, please. That's why we're here.
While participants got to take part in a 5K, 10K, half marathon or 1 mile races, there were several dogs introduced throughout the event that are up for adoption, along with cats at the shelter. If you're interested in adopting or fostering an animal, you can contact the shelter with any questions. That information can be found on our website, WCTV.tv. Well, going back in time, Saturday evening in Tallahassee, the Godby High School class of 1972 celebrated their 50th reunion. That's a big one. The group was the third class to ever graduate from the school.
How about that? All right. Now, since COVID put the prior two class reunions on hold, the classes of 1970 and 71 also joined in those festivities, and our Brandon Spencer was there and has more.
Great memories.
50 years worth of memories were unlocked Saturday night in Tallahassee as the Amos P. Godby class of 1972 got together for a reunion.
Really exciting because some of these people we really have not seen in 50 years. Some of them have come to the 10th, the 20th, the 30th, and the 40th reunion, but this is a really big one, so we're happy that we have as many people who've made it.
Tagging along for the celebration were the classes of 70 and 71 who had their 50th reunions canceled because of COVID.
Well, it feels really good since we weren't able to do anything last year. So we consider this our 50+1 reunion, and we were glad to be included in it.
The class of 1970 were the first ever graduates from Godby, and they won't shy away from sending that reminder.
Well, me being one of the actual first class, it's just good to see some of these other classes that came along behind us. You know, we established everything. We started this thing, okay? So it was just good to see a lot of them coming together as well.
Reliving flashes from the past, including the first ever Godby homecoming court.
We found pictures in the yearbook of us, and we took pictures the other week. We were together at Godby for something, so
yeah, we had the same pose and posted like 50 years later.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Of course, there was no change in us.
Not at all.
And although life has taken them all in different directions, the alums say their friendships haven't changed.
You know, it's like we have not missed a step. We've stepped back in time. We know that we are younger, older, heavier, thinner, gray hair, no hair. But it's just like we were 18 years older all over again.
A lot of your memories are tied up with all these people. Yeah, for sure. And every one of them rekindled. So. And it's like an instant friendship when you walk back in. Yeah. It's like you know them. Right. Yeah. It's awesome.
A great reminder of what being a Godby Cougar really means.
It's about the pride. It's about the blue and the white. We've had championships in football and baseball and basketball, and but we knew that was going to happen. All it took was just for the student body to grow a little bigger, a little wider.
And a legacy that will last forever. Reporting in Tallahassee, Brandon Spencer, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Ah, that's too cute.
Look like they're having a good old time.
Yes, yes.
Good stuff, good
man.
stuff. 50-year high school reunion.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
That is so
That is
awesome.
awesome. Brandon also says, by the way, that each class is planning a few smaller gatherings to continue to rekindle those lost friendships.
Yeah, because as those years go by, you know, I think that is nice to kind of shorten the time period.
Without a doubt.
And I think that's really nice that the past two classes that missed theirs because of the
COVID,
pandemic, all of them were able to get together and do it together.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Valdosta State University now has a slew of alumni after this weekend's spring undergraduate commencement. This is video from VSU's live stream of the event on Saturday night. About 900 undergraduates were eligible for the ceremony, spanning across 6 different colleges. The night capped off with a firework display over the campus, so I'm sure they had a wonderful time. Congratulations to all graduates.
All right, how about this caught on camera? Take a look at the video sent to us from Darren Mills in Thomasville. That's the SpaceX launch from Friday mornings. Yeah. Now, they sometimes call this a space jellyfish because, you know, it kind of looks like a jellyfish there. Very cool watching that rocket go up and up and up. All right.
It does look like a jellyfish.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of scary to think of a huge jellyfish up in the sky. Yeah, but obviously they had some clear skies to be able to see it. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely, and we had a lot of clear skies for most of the weekend. I think the clear skies are going to continue for several more days. We have lots of the good stuff to look forward to. Going to get a little toasty in the afternoons, of course it is. We're coming up on the middle of May here, but a lot of us this morning, very comfortable. Some low 60s, a few upper 50s, and maybe a couple in the mid 60s. I think we're going to see daytime highs today that make the lower and middle 80s, but likely stop there. And a little breeze coming in from the northeast will do its part to continue bringing in some of that dry area to make it feel a little less icky sticky outside compared to what we had last week. There isn't much going on satellite composite style, not around here. Big showers, big storms way up into parts of the Midwest, and that's where they're going to stay. A lot of that energy is being shifted to the north, and we've actually got some higher pressure up and down the Appalachians that should continue to help keep our skies real clear. And with some energy off the Atlantic coast that'll bring in that northeast breeze, that's one of our drier and slightly cooler wind directions. So as long as this setup sticks around, and I think it will for a couple of days, we got a lot of the good stuff in our forecast. Blakely and Tifton at 57, Homerville at 56, Live Oak at 59, and I think we'll see a few more spots dip into the 50s this morning and the next couple of mornings, but Apalachicola is still a little warmer at 71 this morning. Now, nothing we're going to call breezy, but I do think there's going to be enough of a breeze that you notice it out there for us today and for tomorrow. And of course, we have drier air and we have that breeze, so we're not expecting any fog. All those visibility numbers are up near 10 miles. On the Futurecast, we're going to keep the skies pretty clear for the next couple of days. A couple of puffy white clouds, probably the most that we can find. You see all these green arrows that are coming in from the north and east. That'll be that main wind direction kind of coming in on that conveyor belt between higher pressure up and down the spine of the Appalachians and that area of lower pressure out in the Atlantic. That will continue to bring in this same wind direction, and that's going to do a real nice job, I think, of keeping any systems to our west way off to our west. So that means our forecast for the next couple of days, real good, unless, of course, you're looking for some rain chances, because I don't see any of those today or tomorrow or Wednesday. But I do expect to find lots of sunshine, low humidity for another couple of days, and slowly increasing temperatures. Mid-80s seem to be where we're headed. Maybe we'll find some middle and upper 80s later this week, but certainly not icky, sticky, gross, uncomfortable out there.